Hi everybody, welcome to this new video for the Founding Out Loud channel. And I'm at the end of my 5th week, and this was really the week where I did a lot of mentor talks. I already shared one video where I talked about the speed networking that I did with some mentors, but I did an additional mentor talk with a particular person, namely Muhammad Chbib. And Muhammad is an WHU alumnus. He has been a founder and CEO of several companies, worked at McKinsey, and today is mainly active in the Arab region, where he is a venture builder, but also a business advisor. And he also has a very nice podcast called Unfiltered, where he's talking with people mainly from the Arab region about the challenges there, but also, like, for instance, what is the impact of AI on the development of that region. So very interesting, especially if you're interested in that region. What we did was, again, I pitched to Muhammad my startup, and then I asked him for some feedback. And you will see, I will fully share the feedback that I received, that Muhammad was quite critical, and I think for some good reasons, and that's part of the game, sometimes, unfortunately. But at the same time, I really wanted to share this video because I think Muhammad is a great example of a mentor that will not just kind of criticize you, but he does it in a very, I would say, educational way by actually asking questions to the person. And in that way, I think it's a great example of how mentors can really help you to get a better understanding of maybe the strengths, but also really the weaknesses of your business model. So that's why I wanted to share this video. So enjoy. And then, of course, at the end of the video, I will also give briefly my reflection on the comments that Muhammad made. Enjoy the show. Thanks.
Founding Out Loud.
Yeah, so I will do simply like my 2-minute pitch that I prepared, and then you can just jump in. Okay, yeah, so the startup that I'm building at the moment is called Triad. And what is kind of the starting point or the underlying problem? So if I go back like 20 years, I started my academic career as a young and ambitious scholar. And from the start, I really liked it. But there was one thing I really didn't like, and that was to go to conferences. And okay, I knew that going to conferences is important because for networking, that's important. You need to build your community. But I always found it very difficult to connect with people at conferences because for me, the networking felt very artificial. You're at receptions, and then like in 2 minutes, you have to find out, does this person, is it interesting for me, yes or no? So it doesn't kind of fit with my personality. I'm quite introvert, and then often I ended up in the end in my hotel room watching Netflix instead of going to all the network events that were going on. And actually, in the past weeks, I've been doing customer interviews with people, and I noticed that I'm not the only one that has that problem, that actually quite some people feel that how we network at conferences is quite broken. And it's not only a topic in the academic world, but also for business conferences, big events. I think this issue about it's actually quite difficult to have meaningful connections at conferences seems to be a topic. So that's what I want to solve with Triad. And let me briefly show you what my current idea is. So at the moment, my idea is that I build a platform where people can register. So they register for a conference, for an event, and they can also then register for my platform. And so what do they need to do? You can see it here a bit. They will need to register some personal information. They can upload their LinkedIn profile. They can give some connection goals, some discussion topics. So that's the information they can enter in the platform. And then the next step would be that I am using AI will match people. Yeah. So let me go briefly to the next one. So then we will match people, and then they can start before the conference, start working together on small challenges. And they will start working on these challenges anonymously. So here you see an example. So 3 people are matched here. They would have to start working on a startup idea. They can exchange with each other information, but it's fully anonymous. So at the moment, they don't know the other people. And so then they can work for like 2 days on a shared challenge. And then when that challenge is done, so for instance, after 2 days, then actually they have to decide whether they want to continue working with these people, yes or no. So then they have to vote. Do I want to continue working with these 2 people, yes or no? If yes, they will get another challenge to further work on it. If no, they can be matched again with other people to find other opportunities. And if they've successfully finished 2 challenges, then actually the identities will be revealed. So then they will actually know with whom they have been working together. And then they can, of course, continue to interact via this platform. But of course, they can also start planning to use the conference as the place where they can celebrate a new connection. And in that way, when you arrive at the conference, you will already have some meaningful connections being established. So that's at the moment kind of how I have it in my mind, how it would work. Now, what is the differentiation? Today, there are already a lot of very fancy networking apps for conferences. But so the differentiation is a bit that these tend to focus on networking during the conference. And so my platform would be rather complementary, focusing on before the conference. And also this topic of anonymity is something that I didn't see with the competition. And I actually think that's important to have initially anonymity, because then all the status issues and the social awkwardness that you might have actually are kind of postponed. So these are kind of the 2 ways in which I think I have a kind of differentiation. In terms of monetization, so the revenue streams that I plan is that I will charge the conference organizers, and they will pay a fixed fee for using the platform, and on top of that, a variable fee based on the number of successful connections that have been established. So that's in a nutshell my idea. So looking forward to get your feedback, Mohammed.
Okay. First question, very first question. What's the target audience? If you like target audience, and I don't want to go on audience level, but on really individual target customer. So let's say you have to spend marketing money in order to attract customers to use it. I'm not talking about the conference organizers, but like people to register and collaborate, as you call it, or work on challenges. Describe this person.
So the persons that I think would be most interested in the platform are starting people in their business. So again, like take my example. So I would not see me today as a full professor that has an established network. I'm not the core target. It's more a beginning PhD student that goes to his or her first conference that has no network yet. So that needs to start building the network. That's my kind of optimal customer segment.
But it's not generalist conferences, it's highly specialized conferences and more in academia than in general public.
No, I would think this is relevant for all kinds of conferences. So I'm also thinking about, like, say, the OMR conference in Hamburg every year. So this big marketing conference where you have a lot of young people, and for them it's often their very first conference, and they don't know anybody. And I'm really assume that some of them really struggle then to establish connections there.
Okay. Then let's assume we're talking about GITEX, which is coming up now here in UAE, which is the biggest tech conference, right?
Yeah.
Or tech exhibition even with the startup conference part of it.
Okay.
And I'm a fresh grad in university.
Yeah.
So about to start a job or not, I'm looking for a job maybe, and I want to go on this conference to connect with people.
Yep.
Then I go, I register.
Yep.
And I write, I want to connect with people. Right?
Yep.
Purpose, job search, whatever. Who will I be matched with? Will it be employers? So someone on the other side has somewhere written, find talent, probably. Right? So I'll be connected with these guys. But then what is the purpose of this challenge? Or why would I invest heavy time on the challenge?
Yeah, very good point. And so actually, at the moment, I would mainly then match them with other people that also search for a job, so that they can actually share experiences. That would be my optimal match. That you have different people that are searching for a job, you match them so that they can actually also exchange about, oh, what are your tips of finding a job, blah, blah, blah. And then the challenge, it should be a challenge is at least linked to that topic. So then I've now not thought about this specific example, but then it should have been something about maybe let's jointly search for 5 best practices on how to find a good job and list them or something like that. so that they can do something that is meaningful for that thing. That would be my initial idea at the moment.
You know, my podcast is called Unfiltered with Muhammad Chbib, so I'm gonna be very
Yeah,
unfiltered.
no. You can be very frank,
Okay.
Mohammed. You can be very frank.
ChatGPT, what are the top 5 things for job search to respect in UAE?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Now,
that's
I
true.
have 2 anonymous people in the background giving me some BS ideas or non-BS ideas, right? I don't know who's giving these ideas. So I wouldn't even call it challenge, because it's like, it really depends on the time. Maybe someone just is giving random stuff just to test out the platform. So what is I don't see value add in this challenge part, to be very frank.
Okay.
Like, I would never use it
Yeah.
because it takes time, and time means commitment. And commitment means trade-off between this and something else without getting value immediately. You don't know what value you get, right? So people are not willing to invest time, maybe to joke around a little bit and figure it out. But at the end of the day, my experience with such things is they turn very quickly into a dating kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you male, female? Like, I once analyzed actually my customer support recordings, transcriptions of, I guess, 10,000 calls or something like that. And the number 1 question was, are you female? The chat transcriptions.
Yeah.
The number 1 question is, are you female?
Bro.
Right? So now, especially the younger the population is, the more probably skewed towards such things they would be, I would assume.
Yeah.
So number 1 thing is, I'm not sure about the target audience. I'm not sure about the value that you give, or the differentiator. Your key differentiator is this challenge. And I don't see this as a key differentiator. I see this as something that needs a lot of explanation for people to believe in it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for me, the challenge are not a differentiator.
Take me as an example. Yeah.
It's not the differentiator, but it's rather in one way or another, I want that people can establish meaningful connections. And that means, they need to interact in one way or another. So and I agree with you. I'm also not yet sure if challenge is the best thing, but so the fundamental question is, what kind of incentive can you give people to spend time on starting to interact, to check out whether that's a meaningful connection?
So think about, okay, so what do we have in common here with other models that worked or did not work? Number 1 is you have random people connecting in some sort of a secured environment.
Yeah.
Number 2 is you want this connection to be meaningful, and ideally to translate from an online into an offline experience at a later stage. Correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
So you remember, I don't even remember what this thing was called that was super hyped. You know, when you enter into this voice platform, people would enter these rooms and then you had voice discussions with random people. What was it called?
I also forgot the name now.
Called.
Yeah.
Just think about it maybe as an idea, because this doesn't require a lot of, it is entertaining and it's intriguing as well. So just imagine you connect these 3 people into a voice call.
Mm-hmm.
So you pre-match make, and then you enter into this voice call. And then what you provide is an assistant, which is GenAI enabled. So you need real-time transcription of what they say, analyzing it, and then say, you might want to say the following question. Or here are 3 questions you might want to ask based also on the profile of this person. Here are things that I figured out in common. So basically an AI-assisted conversation manager to overcome the hurdles of being an introvert. You overcome it with a couple of things. Number 1 is it's anonymous and only voice. You don't see the other person. So you're still protected, but still it's human because it's real voice conversation. It's not typing, right? The second thing is AI assisted. So if you have this mind blocker that says, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to ask, then you have at least like an assistant that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 things. But I would say the clear goal of the platform should be, I will help you connect physically.
Yeah.
That's it. Because frankly, you cannot know actually what my ultimate thing is. If I'm a job hunter, I see everyone else who's job hunting as a competition. Some people can deal with competition in a healthy way, some people in an unhealthy way. But you don't want this, right? Or if I want to get customers at a conference, I don't want to compete with someone else who wants to get customers in my same segment. So I don't care about his experience. I want to beat him. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
maybe it's really about this human connection aspect that, you know, you're going alone to a conference.
Mhm.
I'll connect you with people. So for example, I go sometimes, or I used to go to the NOAA conference, which basically is an M&A advisor / startup community conference.
Yeah.
I fly from Dubai to London,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of hundred people in one place, and there's speeches, and then you sit in this big room on a seat. Now, I'm lucky that the WHU community is quite active in the startup scene, so I bump into people. Like, I don't know who's coming. I sometimes look at the list of participants or not, but I bump into people that. But there's many people that just run around there from place to place and drink coffee alone, or some people walk outside and smoke to connect with people.
Mm.
And just imagine you connect these people up front and say, hey, I'm going to choose 2 random people that, and not one-to-one, because one-to-one is, again, a little bit more awkward and risky.
Yeah.
But when you have 3 people, you always have a way out.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of connecting or preparing pre-conference and connecting pre-conference. I don't like the idea of having to do some artificialized challenge kind of thing. It doesn't feel authentic, you know?
Yeah.
Like, work on this challenge. What challenge? How does job hunting work? Dude, you need a CV and you need to find the right opportunity and meet the people. You know what I mean?
No,
it's very difficult.
It's a fair point.
Right?
No.
But
No.
I want my ultimate purpose, and this is what it boils down to, is to meet interesting people. And I will go away from this conference having met at least 5-6 people. So your
No,
claim
and
could
that's exactly the purpose. Yeah.
exactly.
So
And
it's
the best
like,
way to do it is to take it to the human level rather than the artificial level.
and what do
in
you
my
mean
view.
by that?
I mean, that connect with voice, connect with,
Yeah.
like, video is too much, I think, but I think voice could work.
But then
And it's anonymous.
Yeah. The only problem I see is then you need to be synchronous. Not everybody needs to be there at the same time. That's already kind of a coordination issue, I would say.
Yeah, but this is and I agree, but I think this is an implicit filter whether people are serious or they're just playing around and time wasters.
Yeah.
Right? You can also
No,
have
no.
you can also say, when is my availability?
Yeah.
A field of availability, and then you matchmake based on that.
Yeah.
Also possible.
But then, because then, okay, I see your point. Like, let's do it with voice, but and about what, in your idea, about what should they be talking then? How to make sure that you give them the opportunity to have a meaningful conversation?
You start the conversation AI enabled. You
Yeah.
say, there are 3 people. Thanks for joining this call. There are 3 people in the room. One of them does 1, 2, 3. The second does 1, 2, 3. The third does 1, 2, 3. One is hoping to find blah, blah, blah at the conference. The second, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead. And then on the platform, you can show people what they can ask as a discussion starter, for example.
Yeah.
Or you can literally say person number 1 or whatever. You need to find the username that is anonymized or something. You say, okay, it's up to you now. Do you want to start?
No, but and so actually, instead of my challenge idea, you would say, try to already have a meaningful interaction before the conference.
Yes.
And then if
a personal interaction, that's the important part.
Yeah.
It might not be meaningful. It might be, this is so funny. We're connected now before going there. Who are you? What's your name? And then it becomes a human level thing. And then people will see the value in the platform because you met someone you would not have met otherwise.
Yeah. Okay, but then, to be honest, for me, it's a bit assuring because it seems that the fundamental idea that I have, you agree with. It's more that this whole topic about the challenges and how I operationalize it, where I think you make fair points that indeed these challenges might quickly become artificial. Often it will be very easy to do them with ChatGPT, so then it's not very meaningful. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay.
And
good point.
And the purpose is not provided with these things because it remains a totally anonymous, totally digital, totally non-personal experience. And all you want to do is connect persons, people.
Yeah.
Real people, not some avatar or whatever.
No, I see your point.
Right?
Yeah.
And there are safety nets. Someone can press a kill button if the conversation is going to a place that they don't want.
Yeah, and so that's also why I think this anonymity is still a very, and that I think that also avoids a bit that it can become this awkward dating kind of stuff, where, to be honest, guys annoy women. That's then the reality here. Then if a female has the feeling like this is not going into the right direction, they can simply disconnect, and the person will not have known who the woman is. And so I think there
exactly.
the safety is there actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's if it's about conference preps. Now, I can give you an example from, there's the McKinsey office, German office annual or biannual conference, or like alumni conference. They have an own app, McKinsey app, where you basically can interact with the participants prior to the conference, during the conference, and even after the conference.
Okay.
But basically, you have a participant list. You also know to which breakouts they go. And then you can just message this person and say, hey, I'd love to discuss with you 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Now, the difference here is that these guys are vetted up front, right? You have been in the same firm. We know what type of profiles are there. So it's not random matchmaking. It's a very, very compatible group of people, I would say, right? So, but the mechanism there is a simple messaging platform.
Yeah,
not
and
even live
again,
chat.
I did my competitors analysis, and this kind of apps, you have like tens of them. So I don't want to compete with them because that would not make sense. So there I need to differentiate.
Yeah, exactly. And the differentiator, in my view, is really either really a voice call or a video call. That's the differentiator.
Yeah.
And the AI engine that takes away the awkwardness of the moment. So let's say Dries meets me for the first time, and Dries is someone who's very shy. I don't believe, by the way, you're just playing this. And then basically it would tell Dries, look, this guy probably would be interested in discussing topic A. And then he would start about the, and a good question to ask about this topic is 1, 2, 3. You can pick one of the 3 questions that is suitable for you. And that's the icebreaker. And
actually, I do that for the WHU network. So every semester we organize these speed dating sessions on Zoom.
Yes. Yeah, I saw
where all the alumni can register, and then based on the LinkedIn, we actually provide talking points that they can discuss in the speed dating. So that's what we actually already do.
I hope you don't do that manually.
No. It's fully agent driven.
Good. So it's relatively easy to implement nowadays.
Yeah.
Right. N8N and then GenAI engine, and that's it. Right. Yeah. So that's look. At this stage, usually I would say, dude, how big is this market? Do you think you can make significant money with it? Right. So how many conferences are there? Now, the MICE industry, the conference and the exhibition industry is huge worldwide, and B2B in general, events are huge. The question is, and that's also a question I always ask when I mentor I was about to say my students, when I mentor startup founders, I always say, look, take the restriction away that you have in your brain. Your brain restriction now is conferences. Think something else. How can you take the same principle and apply it to something completely different from conferences? What would it be? What is the next thing? Right? I'm thinking, for example, people that move to a new city and they want to do sports. I want to go cycling. I don't know anyone who wants to go cycling with me.
No.
I do sourdough baking. I want to find people that do sourdough baking with me. You know what I mean? Like, this could become much, much bigger if the mechanism works.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you can think about, okay, do I want to create this platform for exhibitions, or do I want to provide the engine as a SaaS B2B platform, or whatever it will be called going forward, as an agentic orchestration system that fuels other platforms in other verticals? Because then you become the SMS gateway, the ones that actually made the money, not the telco.
Yeah. No, I had another mentor that said, actually, this could be relevant for weddings, because also at weddings, often you're put in on a table where you don't know anybody. And so if you would upfront be able to already interact. So yes, it's a good point. Right? Yeah.
So take so my motto would be, take the awkwardness of the moment away, or something like that. You know?
No, but yeah, I see your point, that these challenges, it remains a difficult thing. I had some other mentors that made a similar comment, that were also not sure whether this made sense. You even made it a bit more explicit, which is good.
For me, it's like, I literally, like, when you tell me about it while you were presenting this, I was looking at myself, would I ever participate? Would I be one of these boxes? And I'm someone who likes experimenting.
Yeah.
But even with my really high likelihood of experiment, I'm like, no, I don't see value for me.
Yeah.
And that's maybe one thing that I would do right now. Like I would test it with people. I would give them the prototype and say, would you do it?
Yeah.
And see how the initial reaction would be. Right?
Yeah. No, that's indeed the next step that I have to really have a working MVP.
And on the monetization side, so you want to charge the conference makers.
Yeah.
How many are there?
Now, so I did some research, for instance, like in Germany, you have, what was it? You have 1,000 conferences per year with more than 500 people.
Yeah.
Which I think is already a substantial starting point. So there I had to feel like, okay, I feel quite comfortable that the size of the market is actually quite okay.
Let's do the math. You have 10 people you can acquire within 1 year, not more.
Yeah.
It's B2B, right? So 10 people you require. How much will you charge for this?
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere around the fixed cost like 3,000 euros and then a variable cost per successful thing, so that it would be somewhere between 3,000 and 10,000 euros.
3,000. The variable is based on, what do you mean by successful thing?
So in the end, the number of triads where the identities are revealed.
Okay, gotcha. So converted people, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So let's assume you get 10 conferences, and let's say you manage to get the 10,000. Okay.
Yeah.
10 conferences, and you get 10,000 overall. That's how much? 100,000.
Yeah.
It doesn't pay your car, my friend.
No, okay. Okay, but now, of course, yeah, I see your point. I see it as now my hobby project, but if I would have to do it as a real full-time startup, it would not be a feasible, definitely not. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And for me, it's like that. I have so many side projects, but I always measure them by one thing, which is how much impact do I have on how many people. Right? Because only when I have high impact on many people, then I will make money on. Otherwise, I will not make money. And this one has very limited impact on a very limited number of people. This is why I'm telling you, like, think bigger and not limit it.
Yeah.
Don't limit it to the conferences. Conferences is something you come from, so it's your user problem.
Yeah.
Right. And I honestly, I understand your problem because I've been there myself, and I'm a very extrovert person. But still, I see the point.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very, very limited approach to the market. Right? And it's literally like, what is the universe and the mechanism to tackle the universe?
Yeah.
And then it doesn't necessarily mean that you tackle everything, but it means that you start with one vertical and then you expand very fast.
Yeah. No, but that's So that's a bit my idea. So I think conferences is an vertical where I can see that you can easily explain as an up, but it's not the only vertical that is out there. And so if I'm able to establish this system where I can really push people to have these meaningful interactions before the conference in this case, but before a wedding in another case, before whatever.
The gathering.
Yeah. Before the gathering, then it's, I think it's also then a defensible mode, because I think you build up specific data and knowledge that will be difficult to imitate. So I think also the mode is there in how can you incentivize people to engage in this kind of meaningful interactions.
Yeah.
And for me, so I see more than the conferences as the first vertical where I can start trying this out and see if you can build this mode. And if it works out, then the game is open. If you see that in the conference it doesn't work, then it's also time to stop and to say, because indeed you don't have to do it for 100,000 euros per year, because that's not.
Yeah. Another,
but so I would not mind to only gain 100,000 euros in the first year if it learns me how to do it. Because then, if then I've built up the knowledge to have this defensible mode and go out, then okay, then the first year it's only 100,000 that you make, but then
it's the POC basically for you.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the cost is quite limited. So it's
Yeah.
a solo buildable project.
Yeah, to be honest, if I really want to push it, I will need a developer to help me because my IT
$3,000
skills are
offshore.
wrong.
$3,000 offshore
Yeah.
is fine. I'll get you one. No worries. Yeah, good. I'm thinking, you know what I would do if I was you? I would literally test it on the Yahoo conferences.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
Right? And even if the platform is not fully ready and you have like 20 people behind the engine typing stuff rather than fully AI enabled, but it's a good test to see if someone would be willing to see value. Because also I think one of the challenges that you will face is, does it really, like, who gets the values? Is the value for the conference maker, or is the value for the people who get to know people?
Yeah.
Right? So when I activate the connection, that's basically when you unlock the value for the participants at an event, and maybe you can ask them to pay for it. I would test that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Especially when it's B2B. Like when they're going on a business conference, then it's value, right? When you expand your phone book and your network, that's true value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was actually this week is Idea Lab, so it was just a bit too early. But yeah,
I was not invited. Just kidding. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
no,
I
but
think that's.
thanks a lot for the feedback. That's really helpful.
I hope so. You know, I'm always there.
Yes.
Happy to help. Happy to grill and happy to support both of them.
No,
Please,
but yeah,
good to
let's see how far I can push it. At the moment, to be honest, it's a bit of a side educational project, but at least I want to push it a bit further. So let's see.
That's good. Keep me posted.
Yes, good. Okay, thanks. So my plan is also then to put the feedback and stuff like that online on YouTube. Shall I first share it with you that you can double check, or
I
don't
am what
think
you
we
see.
said something very crazy here? Not so.
Even when what you see is what you get. That's me. It's okay. Just tag my my podcast website.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I will do that. Good.
That's all. Everything else is fine.
Good.
Dries, good
Thanks
seeing
a
you.
lot.
Take care, buddy. Bye.
Bye. If I really want to push it, I will need a developer to help me because my
$3,000
IT skills are
offshore.
wrong.
$3,000 offshore is fine. I'll get you one. No worries. Yeah, good. I'm thinking, you know what I would do if I was you? I would literally test it on the Yahoo conferences.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
Right? And even if the platform is not fully ready and you have like 20 people behind the engine typing stuff rather than fully AI enabled, but it's a good test to see if someone would be willing to see value. Because also I think one of the challenges that you will face is, does it really, like, who gets the values? Is the value for the conference maker, or is the value for the people who get to know people?
Yeah.
Right? So when I activate the connection, that's basically when you unlock the value for the participants at an event, and maybe you can ask them to pay for it. I would test that for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when it's B2B. Like when they're going on a business conference, then it's value, right? When you expand your phone book and your network, that's true value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was actually this week is Idea Lab, so it was just a bit too early. But yeah,
I was not invited. Just kidding. Yeah.
Okay, no,
I
but
think that's.
Thanks a lot for the feedback. That's really helpful.
Sounding out loud.
Okay, yeah, so this was the feedback from Muhammad, and let me briefly also reflect on it. Yeah, so I think his feedback highlights kind of two potential weaknesses of my business model at this stage. So he's very critical about this aspect of doing challenges together. He doesn't believe in it. I can see his points, but I want to bring it to a broader level. I think in the end, what it shows is that I really need to think about how to give incentives that people are really too willing to interact on my platform. Whether it's challenges, maybe not, maybe I need to do something else. So I think here I need to do some additional ideation to think about how can I bring people to the platform. And also I think here I really need to start doing some testing of different options and what could be the best option. So that's something I want to work on next week. And the other part I think that was really becoming clear is I need to really think about my market. Yeah? So this conference market might in the end be too small. I think Muhammad nicely pushed me to think about, but how much money can you actually make by that? At the same time, I think we had a very nice conversation on how to make it broader, how to see conferences just as one vertical. So I think that was really helpful, and I will really delve deeper into that in the upcoming weeks. So in that way, again, I think although he definitely made some critical comments, he would not use my platform as it is nowadays, and I think that's something to take into account. But in that way, I think I can really use the feedback also to further try to develop the platform and think about in which direction I can make it go. Still, I think also the nice thing is that he's also not fundamentally criticizing the fundamental problem. And I think that's still, for me, the thing that really makes me enthusiastic, that with everybody that I'm talking, they see the problem, they understand the problem, but I just need to further fine-tune the solution. So that will be my work for the upcoming week. So thanks for your attention. I hope you also learned something from this, how a good mentor conversation can go. And I will keep you posted about my activities in the upcoming week. Okay, thanks. Bye.